Hi, this is Nubia Sunshine coming to you today on August 20th, 2013. I've been away from you guys for a little bit, trying to get a little bit of vacation in. I had intended to take the rest of the month for vacation, but I needed to be back here to work on my line for my September events. But hopefully at the very end of the month, I get to do a little bit more vacation time. I come to you today just to encourage you guys about stones and crystals. And I've been asked a lot of questions about stones and why do I use them and what are they for and things like that. So I'm going to talk to you today about it. Hopefully I can be brief about it, but I doubt it. It's a very heavy subject and it's a lot of information. But I can tell you just from me and what I use it for and how I work with them. As part of my Reiki healing practices, when you do the energy healing with the hands, I find it very important to use crystals and stones. And why crystals and stones is because this earth is made up of all these different elements, all these rock elements. And the earth itself is a huge crystal ball. And all these crystals and stones come from the earth. You know, they're generated, they're charged by the sun. And, you know, the sun brings about healing. The sun brings about growth. The sun brings about so many positive things. And as the sun shines down here on the earth, it charges the earth. It charges the minerals and the crystals and the stones and the elements that are of this earth. The water, the wind elements, and you know all those wonderful things. And the stones and crystals are a part of that because it is a part of the earth. So how I use it in my healing techniques with myself in my Reiki practices is through meditation. You know, and soon when I start to do healing practices on other people, you know, I'll be able to use the crystals as well. And but what I do with myself is that sometimes I use the crystals and just having them on my chakra, whichever crystal is related to that particular chakra, and do my breathing to bring about the energy into the stone, into my body, and recharge my body. And that's how I use them. Now, what I do when I go and I shop and I pick up stones, and what I do suggest for people when you go out to shop for them, that you find stones and you pick stones that feel good to your touch. That like when you automatically can sense when something feels good to you. Like when I go shopping, I usually feel a stone and I'm like, that's not it, you know, or that's not it, or I'll pick up some, that's it. And that's how I usually make my decisions. And a lot of people do that when they go and they shop for stones. You have to get a feel for what you want. Sometimes that stone is nice and hot for you, and you're like, ooh, yeah, that one is it, you know. And that's how I usually pick mine. But also, when you do purchase your stones, it's always good when you take them home to recharge them. And what I mean by recharging them is cleansing them. Like what I do is I have a bottle of sage oil that I purchased, and I douse all my stones that I purchased in this sage oil. Let it sit in the sage oil overnight, and then in the morning I wipe them down and put them on a tray and set them in the windowsill, sort of like this. And I'll show you. These are all my stones, and I kind of set them. I have some of the sage at the bottom of it, you know, just for those that haven't been charged very well. But I set them all in the windowsill so that the sun can hit them and charge them. And why do I do that? Why do I cleanse them in the sage? Why do I set them in the window? Because when as I mentioned, you know, when I go shopping for my stones and I'm feeling them, I'm putting my energy onto those stones. And even if I'm not purchasing that stone, I'm leaving my imprint on that stone. So when other people come in and they do the same thing, they're leaving their imprint on those stones. And what I think is very important is when you bring them home, that you cleanse them to remove someone else's imprint, someone else's energy, someone else's chemistry in that stone. Because you don't know what they're carrying with them. So you want to kind of cleanse it so that it is charged specifically for you. And part of charging it is cleansing it with the sage or wiping it with the sage cloth. and setting them in the window where the sun can start to recharge them. And then they'll be specifically charged for you. I had to send a couple of clients some stones, and what I did was when I went and I purchased it for them, I brought it home and I recharged them overnight, and I sat them in the window, and I carefully, and didn't even touch the stones after I cleansed them, and with just a cloth to package them so that I don't get my energy on it, and then when a person gets it, it's fresh, it's new, it's fully charged, and they're ready to do whatever they need to do with it. If they need to wear it, like I do, I take some of my stones and I make the jewelry from it, or if they're going to meditate with it, at least it's clean, it's charged, it doesn't have any of my energy, it doesn't have the person in the store's energy on it, it's totally cleansed. And that's why I think it's very important to do that. And I actually charge my stones once every 2 weeks. Some stones more than others because some stones require it more. The more stones that I meditate with, I kind of, if it needs charging, I charge them more regularly than the other stones. Some stones I just leave on my altar, and when I do my meditation and I do my prayers on my altar, they're there, and the charge, the energy is being charged there. But what I do also suggest when you start going to get stones, I think it's also good to get a book, like your Bible of stones. And this tells you all the different properties, all the different things that the stones do. And I'm still a student. I'm a collector. I'm a student. I'm a person that has learned. I know a great deal about some of the stones, but there's other things that I'm still learning about them. So as I'm sharing them, and it will be a part of my collection with Kush, as I promote my clothing line. I'm also going to be giving stones and packages and things up like that for my customers to continue to promote healing and growth. If people are uncomfortable with it, I won't do it, but it is going to be available within my collection as well. So, like for instance, I carry with me, and I keep it in a satchel. Where'd I put my satchel? My satchel. Keep my stones in a satchel. So these, and as I pull them out, I'm going to explain to you what they are, because I carry my satchel with me either in my pocketbook or on my jeans or my belt loops or whatever, and I'll tell you what each stone is about as I learn them myself, and or I'll read to you what they're about. But I do buy a satchel, and I suggest that if you have, if you can, get a little satchel to carry your stones with you. And I carry them just as protection. There's multiple reasons why. I also meditate while I'm on the go. Sometimes when I'm on the subway, I'm meditating, and I like to have my stones nearby while I do that. So, and I have it in my pocketbook, or like I said, on myself. But it's always good to just have one. I have my son. He carries his stones in his pocket because he don't want to carry a satchel, but he's going to want a satchel soon. But anyway, so these are the stones that I kind of carry with me today. Every day I always choose different stones, and depending on what I'm looking to achieve for the day. So this first stone is a citrine stone, and I'm going to read to you what the citrine stone is. The citrine stone manifests personal will. It gives you mental clarity, creativity. It is associated with your root chakra, which is your first chakra, your sexual and your creative, your second chakra, which is your, and then your solar plexus, which is your third chakra. And it is associated with the element of fire, okay? It supports digestion, metabolism, and weight loss. Ladies, weight loss, okay? It stimulates optimism, playfulness, decisiveness in difficult situations, and spiritually it enhances your creative imagination, and it manifests through the will, or whatever your will is. It is a silicon dioxide mineral, and it is a member of the quartz group, and it has a hardness of 7. So this book really gives you a detailed information about the actual stone that you have. You know, all of that I can remember up here. Getting it all out is altogether different. So it's always good to have this by your side, because then you know what crystals that you're going to be purchasing. You know, but as you go more into it, it opens the inner doors to increase clarity, thought, and enhances your creativity. It also enables you to activate your thinking process and enhances your mental clarity. It gives you strong visual function, and it just helps you to be able to live out your full potential. You know, so it does promote that. So when you charge it and you carry it with you, you know, that is the purpose, is to be able to manifest what your will is and what you're going to do, and help you be creative in doing it. I also carry with me an amethyst. And amethyst is very popular. My mom, her birthstone was an amethyst, and when she was ill, I kind of bought her the amethyst to the hospital and had her keep it, and she held on to her stones. I mean, I had bought her a little satchel, and every time she had to go back to the hospital, she made sure, where's my stones? She made sure she had her stones with her, and it's a comfort to know, because you know, you feel comforted knowing that you have that energy with you. So I'm going to read to you what the amethyst is. And this is what the amethyst looks like. And this is a tumbled amethyst. And what a tumbled is a smooth surface stone. It was treated to make it smooth. You know, most of the time when you get them out of the earth, this is what they look like. And this is an untreated, this is a crystal. This is a tumbled stone. So I'm going to read to you what the amethyst is. And the amethyst is protection, purification, divine connection, release of addictions. It opens up that third eye, and it is associated with your crown chakra also, which is up here, which is your spiritual chakra, your seventh chakra. Okay, and the element that it's in relation to is wind, and it helps you overcome your addictions. It helps you with nervous disorders, oxygenation of the blood. It helps you clear negative and addictive emotional patterns. And it facilitates a conscious connection with your spiritual guides and your angels. So it helps you get a stronger connection to your psychic abilities, and gets affiliated with your spiritual guides. So this is a very powerful stone. I cleanse it often. I carry it a lot. I have several different versions of my amethyst. I also have one that looks very, very beautiful. It has like a swirling of different colors in it. This is another amethyst. And I have one, oh yeah, this is the one. This one, and I'm still charging them actually. This is a beautiful amethyst. Very beautiful. You know, so there's different versions of it, you know, but they all still have the same meaning. And they're very, very beautiful stones. They're beautiful to carry around with you, especially when they treat them, because they look so gorgeous, you know. So those are just a few, and I can go through the whole book, but I don't have time. I do want to talk about the hematite, and I get my son to carry that one a lot, because that one is a very good stone. And I'm just going to read to you briefly, because I know I'm running out of time with you guys, briefly what the hematite is about. And like I said, I have my son carry it with him for protection. And so this one, which is hematite, is grounding, manifestation, and making the spiritual physical. So it's affiliated with your root, your first chakra. It is of the element of earth, and it supports the blood. It protects the body's field from toxic energies. It encourages a solid sense of self. It aids in self-forgiveness. And it helps one to believe in one's dreams and bring them into manifestation. So a lot of them really do it. But hematite is an iron oxide mineral, okay, with the hexagon crystal system and a hardness of 5 to 6. Okay, it is among the most effective stones for grounding oneself in the physical body to the physical world. It can counteract spaciness and confusion, getting rid of all of that. And it enables you to see practical concerns to move forward in useful action. It's used to balance your auric field and align your chakras. So it helps in so many different reasons, and it's so many more things that it does for you. That's why it's so important to have this handy, because not only can you utilize it for one thing, but it's a multiple things that you can utilize them for. But I have my son carry this with him, and he holds on to his stones. So I do encourage you to check out and find out more about crystals and stones. They're very powerful. They are of this earth as we are of this earth. And I feel like the tools of this earth are here for us to utilize. And that in helping us in healing and growing and understanding who we are and how we are connected to the divine universe. So I thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for sitting with me through this as I've become more long-winded in these YouTube videos. But I thank you again, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'll be back very soon.